How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battle. Today, we're having a battle versus Caddy, also known as the Demonic Golfer on YouTube. Go check out his channel. There is a link in the description down below. Upload some pretty awesome battles, just like I do. So, you know, if you like my content, you'll like his by default. So, definitely go check him out. Anyway, looking at their team, some threats. We've got a Raikou, which is cool, for Alligator, which is awesome. Hydrapple, which hits like a truck. I think what I'm going to do is, I'm leaning towards them Raikou leading because we don't have a ground type. Just a Volt Switch on whatever we lead off with. So I think I'll lead off with Dragapult, and Dragapult can just U-turn on whatever they want to lead off with. Pretty much because we outspeed their entire team unless the Scarf's on something. But I don't think there's any Scarf users on their team, unless Raikou's randomly Scarf, but you never know. And the battle begins. Good luck, have fun, Caddy. So they're going to lead off with Raikou as expected, as we lead off with the Dragapult. So, Dragapult for me isn't really doing much this game. Well, that's kind of a lie. Dragapult does pretty well against their team. I am going to go for a U-turn right off the bat because I don't want to get hit in the face with a Shadow Ball. So we U-turn on the Raikou. They probably go for a Volt Switch or a Shadow Ball, one of the two. So let's see how this plays out for us. It's nice to see a shiny Raikou as well. That's really cool. So, I'm leaning towards Deoxys. I'm also leaning towards Hitmontop. Deoxys is more likely the best one, so I'm going to go into Deoxys. There we go. DNA comes in. It is specially defensive, so it can take any hit this Raikou wants to throw at it. No problem. Let's see how this plays out. So, they do go for a Volt Switch, which does a lot of damage with a critical hit, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. So, Caddy's going to bring that back, and he's probably going to go into Scizor right now. Buginator comes in, which is probably the Scizor. Yes, it is the Scizor. We definitely don't want to stay in here. I would teleport, but they probably go for a U-turn anyway. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to go into my Skarmory. Skarmory is definitely the best Pokemon to deal with this Scizor. They're probably going to U-turn on out into the Raikou once again, and if they do, it is what it is. So we're going to go into Skarmory. There we go. As they do go for a U-turn, but at least we get some valuable Rocky Helmet chip on the Scizor, which is going to be nice later on down the line, I'm sure. So, all we need to do is get Superior in a good position here, and it does wonders against that team. It really does wonders. In comes Raikou, as expected. So Raikou is a big threat to my Skarmory, as you all may know. Skarmory is a flying type Pokemon with low special defense. So what do we do here? That's the real question. They probably go for a Volt Switch. So I've got a couple of options. I've got Superior, I've got Dragapult, and I've got Deoxys. But Deoxys is running a bit low. But to be honest with you, Deoxys doesn't look like it's doing too much in this game anyway. So I think I will go Deoxys regardless. There we go. So we're going to withdraw our Skarmory. We're going to go into Deoxys once again. And what I'm going to do is, when the Scizor comes in, I'm going to go for a Spikes. I think that's the way to go. So they do go for the Volt Switch as expected. It would have KO'd the Skarmory, so they may as well do that. And they're going to probably go into Scizor once again. I would say Scizor is their best bet, or for Alligator, one of the two. Scizor comes in, looking all dapper and red and crimson-y and shiny and stuff like that. So we're going to get some leftovers recovery, but it's not quite enough to let us live a U-turn. So what I could do here is go for a recover, get some health back, live a U-turn, and then go from there. Or I can just go for a Spikes. I'm leaning towards Spikes. They go for a Bullet Punch, which is going to sting. It actually takes out Deoxys from there. So Deoxys defense, for me, Deoxys defense, like, I'm probably just using it wrong, but it ain't really that good, you know? It's not really amazing. Not really amazing. Like, I'm not really proper, like, amazed by it, you know? Which is unfortunate, but it's whatever. So I could go for Alligator here. I could go into Superior Terra Fire. I'd rather not do that. I could go Dragapult and Flamethrower. I could also go Hitmontop and go for that close combat. That could definitely sting the rest of their team. I am going to go into Hitmontop, and the reason I say this is because looking at their team, the only thing that really wants to switch in is the Great Tusk. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go for that close combat, knowing they're probably going to go for a U-turn here, just to get damage off on the Scizor, because I think it's going to be important. But they don't. They hard switch. Are they hard switching into the Great Tusk? Ancestor. That's got to be the Great Tusk given that nickname, right? Yes, it's the Great Tusk coming in. We go for a close combat. That's absolutely fine. Minimal damage. But, you know, it is what it is at the end of the day. So what we can do now is, we didn't manage to get our Spikes up, which is unfortunate. But we could still get Stealth Rocks up somehow with Skarmory. So what I'm going to do is, I'm expecting a Headlong Rush or a Close Combat probably close combat if we expect them to expect Skarmory. Definitely not an Ice Spinner. I think they expect the Skarmory to come in and they either switch out into Raikou or they go into for the close combat. So I'm going to go into Dragapult. I'm going to make a ballsy play and go for Dragapult switch. I think that's the way to go. I'm going to make the ballsy play and go for the Dragapult switch. Definitely. So Dragapult comes on in. They do go for a Stealth Rock, so that still worked out nicely for us. Still works out nicely for us. They don't have a Ghost type to block the Rapid Spin from the Hitmontop later on down the line. So not a bad situation for us to be in. We can definitely just go for a Draco Meteor right now. I see absolutely no problems with that. If they Terra and we lose our Dragapult, then we at least they've Terra'd and we know it's Terra. So I think I will drop a Draco right now. So Draco Meteor comes through. I don't think they expected us to do that. Down goes the Great Tusk, which is absolutely fantastic. Getting that thing out of the way early is great and all. But nothing quite as satisfying as, you know, just taking out a Great Tusk from full. It's always satisfying. In comes the Water Gator, the Feraligatr. So this thing's scary. It's going to go for a Dragon Lance. We know that. I'm going to go Skarmory straight away and I'm going to whirlwind this thing to oblivion. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Because Feraligatr with a Dragon Lance up is very scary. I tell thee now, it's very scary. So Pointed Stones do dig in, which is unfortunate. They go for the Dragon Lance, which is really unfortunate. And I definitely have to Whirlwind here. Because this Feraligatr has just took a 180 and is now a big threat. So we'll Whirlwind their way. They do go for a Liquidation, which is going to sting Skarmory, don't get me wrong. But Skarmory can definitely take that. As we get some Rocky Helmet chip, go for a Whirlwind and stop that Feraligatr from sweeping through our entire team right now. There we go. So down. Well, not down, but away goes the Feraligatr, which is fantastic. And in comes the Porygon 2. Perfect. So this is great for a couple of reasons. So what we can do is, they got off Sturdy, which is annoying. We can get Stealth Rocks up, which is going to be great. They've lost the Great Tusk, so they're not Rapid Spinning them away. I'm going to go for the Stealth Rocks. I would Roost, but they're just going to Thunderbolt me, no doubt. Stealth Rocks come through. May as well get them up on their side of the field. We don't know what they're going to go for, like. They could go for anything, really. Ice Beam. So they don't have Thunderbolt, they have Ice Beam, which is great. So that still takes out Skarmory, obviously, because Skarmory was pretty low on HP. But it is what it is. And now we can just bring in something to take on this Hitmontop. And I'm leaning towards... not Hitmontop, Porygon 2. I'm leaning towards Hitmontop. So we can either go for a Rapid Spin or a Close Combat. So Hitmontop's going to come in right now. There we go. Looking amazing. I love Hitmontop. It's such a cool Pokemon. I wish it'd spin more, you know? I really wish it'd spin more. I mean, even with Rapid Spin. I've not seen the Rapid Spin animation, but I'm kind of assuming it's not going to be great. So they do withdraw. They don't have a Ghost type to go into. I'm assuming there's going to be the Hydrapple or something coming in. Buganator, that's a Sizzle. So Sizzle comes in. He's going to get some Stealth Rocks damage. We're going to go for a Rapid Spin. And, yep, it doesn't even go on its head and spin around for the Rapid Spin. That's just crazy. What is that all about? So we get rid of the Stealth Rocks. And now I'm thinking Close Combat. That's what I'm thinking. So we go for a Close Combat. And it takes out the Sizzle. Hitmontop coming through, ladies and gentlemen. What an absolute legend. So down goes the Sizzle, which is fantastic. They don't get to Defog if they have Defog. Stealth Rocks are up to stay. No more Stealth Rocks on our side of the field because they have no more Stealth Rockers. And Hitmontop's looking clean. In comes whatever that is, which is going to be the Porygon 2. So this thing doesn't want to take a Close Combat, that's for sure. It's going to Trace or Intimidate, which is going to lower our attack. There we go. So now I'm thinking, right, I kind of want Feraligatr to do something again in this game. I really want Feraligatr to do something. So I'm going to go Dragapult. I know, I just said, I want Feraligatr to do something, so I'm going to go Dragapult. Well, that's because they're probably going to go for a Tri-Attack, and Tri-Attack doesn't hurt Dragapult one bit. Thunder Wave, that's no good. We still outspeed with the Dragapult, so we can still drop a Draco right now, and it's going to hurt anything. So let's go for it. Let's drop that Draco. Real quick. We drop a Draco, we miss, which is really unfortunate. As they go for an Ice Beam, which is going to sting quite a bit. Does over half, which is unfortunate. Watch us get fully paralyzed this turn. Just watch. No, we don't. We hit the Draco as well. There we go. A bit of damage, which is always nice. Not too much damage because of that Violite as they go for an Ice Beam and take us out. So, got a couple of options right now. We could go Superior and go for the Leaf Storm spam. I think I'm going to go Superior because I think what they do here is they go for a Thunder Wave. I think they go Thunder Wave. I really think they Thunder Wave here, so I'm going to substitute. So they withdraw. So we get a free substitute, which is great. And they're going to go into what? Typhon. Typhon, which is a Hydrapple. It is a Hydrapple. So Hydrapple comes in. Hydrapple is quite big. It's bigger than Superior, which is crazy good. So we go for a sub. We get a free sub up, which is always nice. We don't know whether they're going to Tera or not. That's for sure. We definitely don't know whether they're going to Tera. They're probably expecting us to be a Stellar Tera as well. So what I'm going to do is I am going to Leaf Storm right here. So they are going to Tera, but we have got the substitute up. So we get a little bit of a foresight into what they're going to Tera into, as they do Tera Fire, which is interesting. So Tera Fire Hydrapple. Ladies and gentlemen, that is terrifying. Haha, we go for a Leaf Storm and miss, which is very unfortunate as they go for a Tera Blast. Now listen here. Now listen closely. Here's a little lesson in trickery. This is going down in history. We are going to Tera Fire and resist their Tera Blast, and then we're going to go for another Leaf Storm, and then we're going to follow up with a Dragon Pulse after that. I think that's the way to go. I really think that's the way to go. If it fails, we've got Feraligatr in the back. So, you know, it is what it is. So let's Tera Fire. If it fails, like I said, we've got Feraligatr in the back. Their Feraligatr is weakened, so it'll definitely go down to an Earthquake. And we should be able to win the game with Feraligatr. But, that all depends on whether we can get a Dragon Dance off, which we can't on the Hydrapple, so we need to take care of the Hydrapple now. So we're going to Tera Fire, go for a Leaf Storm once again. Minimal damage, but at least it's only single resisted now, as opposed to being 4 times resisted. They go for a Fickle Beam, which does do a decent bit of damage. Doesn't go all out, unfortunately for them. Definitely doesn't go all out, unfortunately for them. Would have definitely taken us out if it did. We go for a Dragon Pulse now and hope and pray that it'll take it out. So Dragon Pulse comes through. Barely any damage at +2. As down goes Superior. So we played that Superior. Well, I played that Superior extremely poorly right there. I really played that poorly. But you know what? It's fine. We can handle this. I'm pretty confident Feraligatr can handle this. So what we need is a switch in. Something. I think our best bet is going to be Feraligatr. Or is it Hitmontop? I think it's Feraligatr for this particular instance. So I'm going to go into Feraligatr now. And I'm going to hope and pray that they have Giga Drain over Leaf Storm. So I'm going to Dragon Dance. It's the only way we win this. It's the only way we win this if we can live a Giga Drain. They have to have Giga Drain and we have to live the Giga Drain for us to win this game with Feraligatr right now. So we go for that Dragon Dance, that sick-ass Dragon Dance. Getting our attack and speed up to sky-high levels with the Sheer Force ability. They have got Giga Drain, which we live with 2 HP. Damn. So that's not good, because we have Earthquake for the Feraligatr. Let's go for the Liquidation. We're not going to take any Life Orb recoil at least, as that takes out Typhon, no problem. There we go. Down it goes. Down it goes. So I still believe we can win this with the help of, because we've got the Hydrapple out of the way. And I'm hoping they don't realize that the health thing. I'm hoping they don't go into the Feraligatr right now. Watergate comes in. So Watergate is in. It is low on health. Not really low, but it's got like, 80% health left. I think my best bet is going for the Liquidation, not the Earthquake, because the Earthquake is going to take us out with a Life Orb recoil. And then it's just Hitmontop to take on a Raikou and a Porygon. I mean, that could work, to be fair. I think Hitmontop... You know what? Our fate lies with Hitmontop. Let's go for the Earthquake. There we go. Earthquake comes through. Doesn't even take it down. As down goes Feraligatr. And watch them go for a Dragon Dance right now. Crunch. They have Crunch over Earthquake, which makes a lot more sense. Crunch would have made a lot more sense. Would have made a lot more sense. So we'll go into Hitmontop real quick. There we go. Now, they're probably expecting a Bullet Punch here, or something along those lines. We're going to lower their attack stats. And we're going to go for a Rapid Spin, Sucker Punch, Rapid. We're going to go for a Sucker Punch. So we go for a Sucker Punch just because I knew they would just attack us there. Just on the off chance we didn't Bullet Punch. So down goes the Feraligatr. Now, it all comes down to this. Can Hitmontop finish up the game? So let's see how this plays out for us. So Porygon 2 comes in. Ah, I see what they're playing at. I see what they're playing at. They're going to trace our Intimidate, yeah. They're tracing our Intimidate right now, which lowers our attack, obviously. And then Close Combat's going to lower our defenses, so the Raikou can come in and do its thing. Unless Triple X, no. We've got to go for Close Combat. Triple Axel does not KO. So we KO the Porygon 2 with the Close Combat. Oh, it comes down to Raikou versus Hitmontop. The Generation 2 Pokemon in this game are mad, by the way. Feraligatr, Porygon 2, Hitmontop. We've got Raikou. You know? Scizor. Great Tusk, which is a Paradox of a Johto Pokemon. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. So Raikou comes in. It is going to take some damage. I believe that we can take a Thunderbolt. I believe we can take one, even at -1 special defense. So if Thunderbolt comes through, can we live one? No. Nope. Down goes the Hitmontop, and that is going to be the game. So GG Caddy, you won. Pretty awesome game. Pretty fun game. Hitmontop really tried his best there. But it didn't quite cut it. But that was a great game. Great game. But anyway, here is the team. If you want to try it out, use the code at the top right corner of the screen. Thank you for watching today's video. If you did enjoy, of course, leave a like, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. And with that being said, I'll see you all in a bit.